Hey guys, it's Bishozzy here, and welcome to episode 46 of the San Marino Challenge. Now, today's episode, as you can see, is going to be against Roma. It will be a home game, but unfortunately, recently, our form has been pretty dreadful again. We're picking up wins, and then we're picking up a loss straight after, and that's sort of how the form's been, since the last episode, really. If you do see the league position, though, the league table, we are still in third, so we're still in contention for the league title to an extent. Obviously, Juventus, they're on 58 points, we're on 53 points. However, we have a game in hand over Lazio, who are just above us in second with 55. We're only 5 points away from Juventus, and there's still quite a few league games to actually go with the rest of the season. So anything's possible. A good undefeated run, picking up a few wins. Obviously we need a win and not be drawing, but it's still possible. It's still possible is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, let's go over the recent fixtures. Of course, the previous episode was the 0-0 draw against Udinese. We followed that up with a 2-1 victory over US Catanzaro. Chanpalat and Labadie both on the score sheet there. We then went into the first knockout round of the Europa League, and we managed to pick up a 2-2 draw with Genk from Belgium. As you can see, we opened the scoring through Renault in the second minute. They then got an equaliser through Jae-sung in the 4th minute, so two minutes later. They then got they got the lead through the same guy, Jae-sung, South Korean striker. And then, we managed to get a goal back through Labadie to get the draw. 2 away goals. It was pretty good. This guy, Jae-sung, he's not that great. Don't really expect him to score 2 goals against you, but, he's still pretty solid for a 33-year-old. The next game was a 7-goal thriller against Sampdoria, and as you can see, we managed to win this one. Away from home, pretty impressive result. Chanpalat managed to score 2 goals, Van Gelderen and Labadie also on the score sheet for us there. We then went into the second leg of the Europa League first knockout round. And much more emphatic performance in this leg. A 3-0 victory. Goals coming from Renault, Labadie and Petrocevic. We then suffered defeat against AC Milan. Passiatore, who is probably one of the best Italian players, 22-year-old regen. As you can see, he's an elite striker, and he's on 240k a week. He was at Roma, and then Milan bought him a few seasons ago for £80 million. So he scored in the 62nd minute. The next game was a pretty important fixture, I think, an away game against Inter Milan. As you can see, we managed to beat them 3-2. This kind of put us above them in the league. I think they're, in 4th at the moment? Yeah, Toscano opened the scoring through a penalty. Van Gelderen and Chanpalat both got the other goals. And, Van Gelderen also got sent off with 2 yellow cards in the 82nd minute. We then went into the Europa League second knockout round, and unfortunately we drew Marseille. Now, I say unfortunately because Marseille have got a very, very good team. This is their regen striker, 20-year-old wonder kid, and he's pretty good. But if you look at some of their other players, they got this guy on loan from Man City, who is essentially better than their wonder kid striker. They got other players like Diarra, who's a very, very solid winger. As you can see, I've got a few of their players on my shortlist. They got Juarez, Uruguayan centre-back. They got Stanimirovic. Yeah, we'll go with that. Pretty good centre-mid I was looking at, possibly to take over. And they got Renato Sanchez as well, who actually scored in the games. The first leg was away from home. We did pretty good. A 3-2 loss is not the worst result in the world. As you can see, Diarra, Stanimirovic, and Sanchez on the score sheet for Marseille, and Van Gelderen and Toscano on the score sheet for us. It's not the worst result in the world. All we had to do essentially was win our game. like 1-0 essentially. In between the two legs was a nice little 2-0 victory over Parma, of course one of our series rivals. Shokri opened the scoring for us, and then we got a Toscano penalty in the 93rd minute. And then we went into the second leg of the second knockout round against Marseille. And as you can see, we were 2-0 down within 32 minutes. And of course, Marcelo is the Brazilian striker on loan from Man City. Sabanda got one back for us, but again, we were essentially 2 goals down on the tie. And we needed to score, or we needed to bring the score to 3-2 in our favour in order just to get extra time. So it was never going to happen. And I mean, like I said, Marseille, pretty unlucky with a lot of the other teams that we could have drawn. Sort of at that stage, Caen, Celtic, AZ Alkmaar. I mean, there are a lot of strong teams there, but I would have preferred Lille instead of Marseille. But it is what it is. And yeah, the final game just played was a really, really disappointing 1-0 loss against Bologna. David Marola on the score sheet for them. And as I said, it's a disappointing loss to come into this pretty big game against Roma. We're sort of ahead of them, and we have been for a little bit, in terms of the last season. And I think they're going to be looking to get a bit of redemption. As you can see, we've beaten them 3 times, and they've only beaten us 2 times throughout the series so far. Bit of a changed lineup today as well. We're going to go with Ingvarsson in goals, Conforti at right back, Leo and Scarby as the 2 centre backs. Gilles will be the left back today. And then we're going to change things up. We're going to go with Van Gelderen as the defensive midfielder. And then we're going to bring Toscano up into centre mid to partner Cizek, who just picked up his first cap for the Czech Republic national team. Renault will be the right winger, Labadie will be the left winger, and then of course up front Chanpalat. The bench today will be Pavoni, Veta, Posado, Manafo, Forte, Vitek, Shokri, Sibanda, Antonio, and Nanali. Worth noting that Petrocevic did pick up a pretty serious injury, which is sort of why I've been going with this. I went with this the last game, and it kind of worked to an extent. Of course, we lost the last game, but I felt like overall we were a bit more solid coming off of those Marseille games, despite losing and conceding, of course. But yeah, I think the team just played a little bit better. I think the midfield was just a little bit stronger with Toscano sitting as the centre midfield, or one of the 2 centre midfielders. As Renault picks up a yellow card there. Just going to tell him to ease off, and hopefully he won't pick up a red card, but you just never know. They still seem to, somehow pick up second yellow cards despite me telling them to ease off. So yeah, that is what it is. And we've already conceded. That's a lovely start. And it is going to the VAR, but it probably will stand, I would think. I didn't really see too much wrong with it, yeah. And obviously we're going to continue with the tactical change there. Yeah, their first shot on target, and they've already scored a goal. And we've had a few shots by the looks of it. Cizek, Van Gelderen, Gilles, Toscano. That's a decent little shot, but it never really looked like it was going to go in. Come on, boys. Toscano, Leo. Oh, he hits the post. I feel like we're being unlucky in a lot of these games, especially like the Bologna game just passed. We were definitely the better team. And I mean, they scored their goal and we just couldn't score for whatever reason. Champalat's picked up a little bit of a knock there by the looks of it. But I can't really take him off, especially considering that we need some goals going into this second half. I mean, these long throw-ins, they're really not working. I might need to change the tactic a little bit. Maybe just tweak the long throw-ins. Come on, boys. Renault, Conforti, Cizek, Toscano. What can we do? Labadie shoots and he scored. That was a rocket. That was a rocket. Labadie gets the goal back just before halftime. Really happy with that. Obviously, he's a world-class player, so I do kind of expect him more often than not to come up pretty big for the team. Just a little bit disappointing that, we have definitely been the better team, and we almost went into the break 1-0 down if it wasn't for Labadie's little piece of brilliance there. Cizek picked up a yellow card, so we'll ease him. Yeah, we'll ease him off as well, I think. Just to make sure we don't pick up that red card, which would essentially ruin the game for us. I might actually change things up. I might bring Sabander on for Van Gelderen. Yeah, and then we'll swap Sabander and Toscano. Is there anything else I want to do? I mean, Gilles really not playing too well. But I think we'll leave it. We'll leave it for now. We'll sort of see what happens in the next 10 minutes. But both my fullbacks are on pretty low average ratings, or low ratings for this game. I mean, we're going to take Champolat off, I think. Yeah, we'll take him off. Bring Chokri on. He's not exactly fit for this match, but yeah, I mean, yellow card for Champolat, playing pretty dreadfully today. I mean, maybe that knock earlier in the game sort of affected his confidence, I guess. Good save, Ingvarsen. I thought that was going to be a goal. I honestly did. Alright, so on comes Chokri. Let's see what he can do for the last, five or so minutes. By the time he actually got on. Come on, boys. 30 seconds left. Cizek. Oh, I thought he was going to shoot. Now Roma on the counter-attack. And there is enough time. 15 seconds left. Oh my god. He's offside. But I thought we were going to concede then. I honestly thought it was going to happen. There we go, guys. A 1-1 draw against Roma. Obviously, I don't really think... I mean, we didn't really look that good, but we dominated them, which is kind of disappointing. As you can see, 15 shots to 4. I mean, the possession was pretty even, but when we're having that many chances and that many shots, we should be conceding. It's not conceding. We should be scoring quite a few goals. That's the premise behind playing attacking and all that. So it is what it is. I mean, it's not the worst draw in the world, but of course, again, it doesn't really put us above. Well, actually, it puts Empoli above us, who also have a game in hand. So there is probable certainty that we're going to drop out of the top 4 due to that result, which is disappointing, but it is what it is. And like I said, recent form hasn't been too great. We picked up a loss there, and then a loss against Bologna as well, and then a couple of draws thrown in. And we kind of find ourselves where we are. Obviously, top 4 is the goal, and that is what we're going to strive to for this season. I definitely got a little bit, ahead of myself in terms of trying to challenge for the league this season. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed the episode. If you did, drop a like, subscribe as well if you aren't for whatever reason. And apart from that, goodbye, guys.